Hi, this is Sean, and this is going to be a quick video describing Maya to UDK scale conversion and grid setup in Maya so that your assets will look the same or be scaled to the appropriate proportions and units in the Unreal Development Kit. So let's get started. So I've built a quick chair here. The first thing is that you'll want to do is set up your grid so that when you model it everything is proportional and in the units that will be expressed in the Unreal Development Kit. So what do we do in order for that to work? Well, you set up your grid by going under Display and the submenu for Grid. And the grid units that I use are usually right around a length and width of 2,000 units. And that's variable. Sometimes I'll take it lower or higher. But the two other values that are important and that are connected to each other are the grid lines and subdivisions. So the subdivisions are they are a factor of the grid lines. What do I mean by that? I mean that they should be a multiple. So grid lines should be 16 times 16. Or if you're doing 8, it should be 8 times 8, which would be 64. And then hit apply. And so that creates the grid, and that would be grid snapping on every 8 in UDK. This would be grid snapping on every 16 in UDK. And the height of the character in UDK is 96 units. So usually what I'll do is I'll create a cube that's at a height of 96 units. So I mean, it's pretty easy. Just create a cube, snap it to the grid, and drag up. And if you didn't get it dragged up correctly, you can simply type in 96 units. But since you set up the grid to a multiple of 16, it's very easy to snap it to that 96 units. So that's it pretty much for setting up your grid. Then when you're outputting, I'll sort of discuss this further, but the up axis in UDK is Z. And you can, if you chose, go into Maya, Windows, Settings and Preferences, and set the up axis. And that's under Settings. You can change that default to Z. And so you can see now everything will be, so now when I export it, I would sort of take these guys and rotate them and make them work to the Z axis here. I'm holding down the J key so it snaps rotates. My personal preference is that I work on the y-axis. Maya seems to have some issues when working in the z-axis up. It just works better with y-axis up. So I'm going to put this back and reset the axis to y-axis. And then when I output to UDK, I set the output axis to z. So I'll show that in the next video. So that's pretty much it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.